So I'm no longer deactivated on the rideshare thing, and I just feel like at this point my financial situation is so stressed and difficult, and I just, gotta do what I gotta do, I guess, and I'm gonna be doing some other kind of work because I found myself, I think feeling overwhelmed, and it's a good thing I bought some stocks, and I fucking sold them and shit, and it's killing me because it's like the first time in my life I can say, pat yourself on the back, well done, Ali. You bought some stocks and shit during the pandemic. I made a little money, and I made my old man smile, and he goes, wow, Ali, how'd you do that? I said, I put $300 with the Novavax during the pandemic, the vaccine. Just like Moderna, some other shit I bought, it just exploded, and, made a little money. But unfortunately, to do that, you have to have the money to lay it down. And I've been working for a Canadian company, French-Canadian, I guess. Got a place in Clogg, too. They sold me some stocks, and those shares have been fluctuating at $1.91 up to $2.14 down to $1.52. And I don't really know if it's worth it for me to hold on to them or not, but I still made, like a 2-for-1, so every $500 I spent, they matched that $500. So I'm waiting on that transaction to clear, that transfer to help get me out of this hole. But I do feel like making art, and like I have to do that for my soul, because I just have to, and I need to make the time to do it. I have to feel a reason to do it. And when my dad was sick with cancer, and he had brief moments, usually only a few days, where he could go up and go for a walk and not be housebound, bedridden pretty much. He's pretty much housebound for the last 50 years of his life. But we talk about art and painting, and I always felt like I couldn't hold a candle the way my dad painted it. He would try to teach me about drawing from real life, and I've been battling nerve damage and feelings of just intense sadness that I was watching my dad suffer, and he and I would have these brief periods where he got like an intermission, like a little bit of a reprieve, and I would paint, and we put the music on control, and we both would seclude into our little areas, wherever they may be, because the studio was just filled with shit that Andreas had dumped there. And he kept saying, I want my studio back. I want you to help me do the Red Runner. And I would then, try to, see how many hours I could have. Sometimes it would be late at night. I'd have to go to the hospital the next day, before I would get up early making breakfast, and start this whole routine of being a caregiver. Knock out maybe a little drawing or painting, and we'd relish in showing each other what we did. And that was one of the most fun things about my dad that I miss doing with other people. And that's probably why I aspire to hang out with other artists and people who create stuff. I just find that more fun and interesting. It's always nice to learn things, but at the end of the day, there's so much useless information that's only so far as if it makes you any money. And people can talk all day about the things they buy. They can put the Trump 2024 signs in front of their house, their fucking barn, and shit too. It just bores the living daylights out of me to have friends like that, I guess. And I think a lot of people have gotten jealous of me and my dad, my family, my brother, for the way that we were brought up, exposed to royalty and big money and fancy things. Yet not impressed by the material excess and the pursuit of the material in so much as it just serves the purpose of accumulating wealth. And as much as I was very ideological and realistic as an adolescent about my views and attitude towards money, it came from a place of inspiration from people who had no possessions, understand the concept of a straight line, let alone owning land, or people for that matter, money. And suddenly I find myself living in Amsterdam of all places. Suddenly I find myself working for Bloomberg, mayor of New York City, presidential candidate, Wall Street powerhouse, software, financial news media company that most people don't really pay attention to because most people aren't billionaires and rich and can afford $40,000 a month to lease a Bloomberg terminal unless they work in a fucking bank. And I got exposed to certain things and met certain people, and I just have to say, for the next person who complains about me, just bear in mind, I worked with paralegals for years, worked with lawyers, attorneys, and big shots. And I don't like courtrooms. I don't like dealing with cops. I don't like fucking drama. And if that's what you are gonna do to me, just because I'm driving you, well, you know what? It's gonna come back to bite you. I might as well put a big fucking sign on my car that says, "You're being recorded, and possibly you can go on YouTube as a dumbass if you fuck up in my car." I don't know. I mean, you know, it's so 99.9% fun, but hard to make money, A, and B, the de-escalation thing only, you know, it can only go so far until, you know, you risk catching a case because you did not involve law enforcement. And people don't get that this is my private space. It's my fucking living room back there. You're sitting in and getting a ride that you're paying me for. Not to disrespect the living room, not to disrespect me, not to tell me how to drive, not to complain about me. If you so uncomfortable, right, you can request to end the ride. You can request, you know, to be dropped off somewhere. But to sit there and berate and interrogate somebody, where do you live? Where are you from? How long have you been driving? What are you doing? You know, you don't just do this. Look, you're an Uber driver, you know. I mean, some people, they just, take me there, get me there now. Hurry up. You know, like, literally, like, I'm like, I don't even fucking know you. And literally, if somebody walked down the street like that talking to me, it'd be a much different scenario than, you know, oh, everybody's got the little app and, you know, it's your license plate and your name and shit, you know? Like, I mean, this is the most, I'm trying to say politically correct, crazy entitlement, feedback reward loop thing, like on Facebook and Instagram that people use the rideshare apps for. It's the same concept, rating and rating. So I just took this course, and you know, I just couldn't be bothered with like rating people, you know. But now apparently I what I'm gonna have to do is just rate people more because you know, I'm somebody who have a lot of empathy. If I see somebody who's just fucked up having a bad day and feels like they need to take it out on me, I usually will let them realize for themselves the mistake they made without saying anything. And they usually will apologize. Most people will eventually come to their senses. But again, if someone is angry, their eyes are closed, their mouth is open, they're screaming so loud, they can't even hear what the fuck I'm saying. And when that switch is turned on in certain people, it is not my responsibility to be Mr. Professional de-escalator. It's Mr. Professional drive us safely and take care of my safety. And if that means that you need to be like immediately, like the app has like an emergency, like if you need to be that person that triggers that or triggers me to do that, you know, then you shouldn't be like you shouldn't get an ambulance and you shouldn't be around other people. You know, straight up. There's this macho kind of ghetto mentality in America. It's from mass incarceration of our people. That's particularly unique in this culture, where people lunge and they try to act all tough. And a lot of guys will do that to me, and then piss their pants and get scared and call cops on me, and then complain about me to the app. And they realize, like, well, there's no point in complaining to the cops because they just made themselves look like they're the aggressor on the video. But they will, if they, you know, they will bullshit the cops, and they will, you know, eventually realize, well, they, you know, the cops, you know, they kind of do that, like, it's like they get scared, and they realize, oh, no, you know, because, honestly, if somebody swings and misses at me, or if you kind of, like, scuff me a little bit, and I'm in a good mood, I might just turn cheek and walk away, rather than knock you the fuck out and kill you and catch a case and end up going to jail or court for years because I happen to just defend myself a little too much for somebody's bone structure. Who the fuck knows? You know, that kind of shit. It's so easy to hurt somebody and fucking, you know, I just hate fight. I hate that, you know, that kind of mentality that people think that, oh, because I didn't just, like, knock your fucking teeth out for disrespecting me, that I'm somehow not a man, or I'm a pussy, or I'm a wussy, or a wimp, or I'm not to be respected because I didn't just take you, shove you up against the wall and smash your skull open, or, you know, after you know, pull the weapon on me, and try to cut me, take the weapon from you and shove it in your throat. Or take the pistol and shove it in your mouth because you happen to be that person who wants to take it to that level and be violent. You don't belong in people's cars, man. And if you're so fucking wasted that you're gonna be loud and you think you're gonna make a noisemaker. I had one was like they made a noisemaker, but there was some kind of loud noise, and I just didn't say anything. I said, well, these people probably think that I'm going to turn around, and that's stupid, I turn around, and then they're going to film me, oh, look, he got distracted. And they were going around doing that to a lot of people. And I said, you know, you can only go so far in life doing that. And that's how I view a lot of things. Rather than involving the cops and being the rat and the snitch and the... I think I'm going to go vote now.